Full Chevrolet lettering across the blacked-out grille, lifted high on mud-terrain tires. This is the truck that just changed what America expects from a full-size pickup. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the ZR2 X carries one specific cockpit architecture decision that no factory American full-size truck has committed to at this price point, and it has nothing to do with the screen size or the ambient lighting. I'll get there. Is the ZR2 X worth the premium over a standard ZR2? My answer depends entirely on how many hours a week you actually sit in this truck, not how many miles you put on it. And that distinction changes the financial calculus completely. We're covering the exterior hardware, the cockpit, and the powertrain, and the backstory of why Chevy greenlit the ZR2 X as a separate configuration rather than just a ZR2 package upgrade. That did not begin in a standard product planning cycle. Here's what matters most on this exterior, and it's not the flared fenders and it's not the mud-terrain tires. It's the front bumper geometry. The ZR2 X runs a full replacement steel bumper with the approach geometry cut at 34 degrees, 3 degrees steeper than the standard ZR2, which is the difference between clearing a 24-inch ledge and hanging the front fascia on it. That geometry is determined at the chassis design stage, not the package selection stage. No factory F-150 Raptor delivers this approach angle on a crew cab configuration at the factory level. Neither does the Ram 1500 TRX. Speculative tech number 1. Active approach angle optimization. Sensors in the front bumper detect obstacle height up to 6 feet ahead and automatically raise the front suspension to its maximum lift position before the bumper contacts the terrain. A standard ZR2 driver manually pre-selects suspension height before an obstacle. This closes that reaction gap entirely. The bumper geometry tells you what this truck was built to do outside. The cockpit tells you what Chevy decided the driver deserves while doing it. The cabin stops you immediately. Dark slate gray perforated leather across every seat face. Chevron embossing pattern laser cut into the center panels. Blue and orange dual ambient light strips tracing the full door panel perimeter and console edge. Carbon fiber covers every hard touch point. Dashboard surround, door inserts, center console face, armrest cap. This interior reads closer to a BMW M550i cockpit philosophy than anything in a domestic full-size truck at this price. The dual screen setup separates navigation on the upper landscape display from secondary controls on the lower screen. Completely distinct inputs with no shared hierarchy. For a driver managing trail navigation while simultaneously adjusting terrain mode, that visual separation is the correct ergonomic call. The Ford F-150 Raptor R consolidates more functions into a single touchscreen stack, and drivers notice it on technical terrain when attention is divided. Speculative tech number 2. Terrain mode haptic confirmation. The carbon fiber rotary dial provides distinct haptic pulses, different patterns per terrain mode, so the driver confirms mode selection by feel without looking down. Full attention on the trail is the specific problem this closes. No factory truck currently delivers tactile terrain mode confirmation through the primary selector. Where they've missed the mark, the steering wheel is wrapped in single-density leather without perforation or grip zones, which is the wrong tactile specification for a truck marketed around active off-road use. The Ram 1500 TRX's steering wheel carry microfiber grip inserts that hold the wheel more securely under lateral load. For a ZR2 ZX driver, that matters. The exterior section delivers the origin story, why the ZR2 ZX exists as a separate configuration at all. Here's what I'm hearing. The ZR2 X reportedly originated from a direct internal brief after the Ram 1500 TRX captured performance truck buyers who were cross-shopping full-size off-road pickups against European sport interiors. Buyers who wanted serious terrain capability but refused to sit in a work truck cabin to get it. The exterior is where that competitive intent is most visible. Front to rear. Full replacement steel bumper with 34-degree approach angle, primary terrain geometry component. Chevrolet full lettering across the blacked-out grille, functional air management through the lower intake below. Composite flared fender arches extend the track width approximately 4 inches per side. Black, multi-spoke forged wheels on aggressive mud terrain rubber, filling every inch of the arch. Red accent recovery hook points visible at the lower bumper corners. Rear. Chevrolet lettered tailgate, LED tail lamp units, clean rear bumper with integrated hitch receiver and dual exhaust exits flanking the center. The bumper geometry, the fender arch width, and the suspension lift are load path decisions. They do not disappear in a refresh cycle. But load path architecture means nothing without the powertrain to justify every inch of capability it enables. 6.2-liter Ecotec 3 V8, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic, 4-wheel drive with Multimatic DSSV dampers and 2-speed transfer case. On sustained technical terrain where a standard ZR2 runs out of suspension travel on the third or fourth large obstacle, the DSSV units maintain damping consistency through heat cycles that collapse conventional shocks. Speculative tech number 3. Predictive obstacle damper preload. Forward cameras identify terrain elevation changes up to 8 feet ahead and preset DSSV damper compression rates before the wheel contacts the surface. A Ram 1500 TRX driver approaching a sharp ledge drop feels the suspension react after the front wheels have already committed. This eliminates that reaction gap entirely. Ford F-150 Raptor R, $82,000, 720 horsepower, more peak output, but a cabin specification 1 full tier below this ZR2 X interior. Ram 1500 TRX, $95,000, 702 horsepower, supercharged V8, but heavier and with no equivalent DSSV suspension package at factory level. The engineering case is complete. The financial case needs to hold up alongside it. Now, here's what I actually think. Completely straightforward, the TRX Conquest Brief explains every decision. The bumper geometry, the haptic rotary terrain selector, the dual ambient light cockpit at this price point. Chevy wasn't building a better ZR2, they were building the truck that makes a TRX buyer reconsider whether they need 700 horsepower if the cabin experience is genuinely better. Whether they succeeded depends entirely on whether that buyer values peak output or daily driver quality, because on that second metric, the ZR2X makes a genuinely compelling case. Pricing. Expect $72,000 to $80,000 fully configured. The Ford F-150 Raptor R runs $82,000, more peak horsepower, but a cabin that does not carry this cockpit specification at any equivalent price. The Ram 1500 TRX at $95,000 delivers more peak output and more drama, but $15,000 to $25,000 more for performance most buyers will never access on public terrain. The standard Silverado ZR2 at $57,000 gives you the same DSSV suspension for significantly less. The ZR2 X Premium buys the bumper geometry upgrade, the dual ambient cockpit, and the carbon fiber specification package. Factory ZR2X badging with the bumper geometry and DSSV suspension as original equipment holds residual value better than a dealer-added lift and interior package. For a 5-year hold, the factory documentation on every performance component is recoverable at trade-in, and aftermarket equivalent is not. That documentation chain matters when the next buyer is standing at the dealer. Here's the call. If you run serious terrain regularly and want a factory-integrated cockpit experience that doesn't feel like a work truck, the Silverado ZR2 X is the most coherent package in the full-size off-road segment right now. If peak horsepower and maximum bragging rights are the primary metric, the Raptor R gives you more of both for comparable money. The ZR2 X earns its premium through cockpit quality and terrain geometry precision, not through displacement. At the open, I said Chevrolet lettering across the blacked-out grille, lifted high on mud-terrain tires, signals something specific. Having walked the full picture, it signals a truck engineered to be genuinely capable and genuinely comfortable in the same configuration without asking the buyer to choose between them. That is harder to build than it sounds. I genuinely love your perspective, especially if you've run a ZR2 or a Raptor R on technical terrain back-to-back and felt where each one runs out of capability first. Drop which one gave out and where below. $76,000 for the Silverado ZR2 X, or $82,000 for the F-150 Raptor R. Drop ZR2 or Raptor below. Silverado ZR2 X versus Ram 1500 TRX is next. Subscribe if this kind of analysis is what you're here for. See you then.